Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back to our trading session. It's Tuesday morning, the day after Labor Day. Sorry for some of you folks who are international. I think I forgot to mention the Labor Day holiday, and I got a couple of emails saying, is there no trading room on Monday? No, the markets are closed on Monday, or were closed on Monday for the Labor Day holiday. So here we are with the NASDAQ, and we've got a little bit of a opening gap compared to where we left off. Let's see, where was Friday's final tick? I guess right here around 4,800, or just shy of 4,800. I guess it actually settled down here somewhere. And the market's just opened up around 48.08, 48.06, so itty bitty opening gap through here. You can see there was some trading here on Monday, but it was all electronic. It's not really worthwhile. I think the volume is pretty light on most of these bars. Well, actually, it wasn't too bad. There were a few diehards in there, but no real opportunity that you can see. All right, so the market's just opening. We're going to give them a few minutes here, try to get our bearings. And crude oil and soybeans I'm also following. Soybeans a little bit sideways, but crude oil really here in full-on decline. We were looking at a possible rally last week. Toward the end of the Friday session, the market was trying to produce a little bit of a buy signal. A little follow through, but nothing substantial. This market's been in a tailspin for the last week or so, really. And now we're back down here at some pretty substantial lows for crude oil. Nice little late filter entry signal here in the wee hours. And a very smooth progression lower. No real signals to speak of just yet. Come on, markets, it's September now. Let's get back to normal. A little bit of a yellow bar deal going on here. And a red bar buy in the hawk. Well, we're just kind of watching and waiting. This is very often the most difficult part of trading, is waiting the market out. Okay, here's a possible signal here on the Raptor. It is a late filter entry signal. Oh, and I'm going to be too late for it. I took too late out to you. The market was actually trading up here. I was going to suggest that we could wait for a second push on the signal, but it's kind of run away from me a little bit now. was an opportunity for a little swing as the buyers trying to reverse on the sellers. Got that little bit of a push lower here out of the open, and then the buyers trying to take it back. All right, if we get a failure here now, and by a failure I mean it's no longer able to head higher, that would represent a test or a retest of the high. If you wanted to try, say here on your Raptor, a soft edge sell signal. The danger with the soft edge sell signal at this point is the market may reverse and come out with a double pullback signal. See, here's signal 1, here's move 1 into the band, bounce out, there's signal 1. Here's move 2, and it comes out, we may get another signal. What I'll do, I think, is maybe just put a single contract on it. If it goes, it goes. If not, well, at least it's only a single. So looking for a soft edge sell signal to develop here. The market's still very, very range bound. Oh, I don't want to see that buy signal. No, don't make me buy. I'm a little timid about buying. I feel better about shorting. Oh my gosh, here they are. They're going to give me a double pullback signal. Come on, fail. If it pivots here, then of course we've got our proper retest of the high, and we could look to short a soft edge sell signal with a little bit more confidence. All right, anything else going on? No, bunch of yellow bars still here. Possible trend change developing here on the Falcon. And there it is. Doggone it anyway. All right, well, here we go. And there's the double pullback signal. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. I better get a stop and play. And it's not really giving me a warm, fuzzy feeling, but there it is all the same. The Raptor may well be a lot smarter than I am. We'll see here in a moment. All right, so if this bar finishes strong, there we go. Well, look at that. The Raptor is smarter than I am. All right, I'm going to roll my stop down below this swing point right here. So just the other side of 4,800. Oh gosh, I may as well have left it where it was. Okay, just about to our break even. Come on, get up there. We probably got, oh, did we get, oh, we got a macro pullback signal here on the Hawk, and, well, a very, very quick trend change signal here on the Falcon. Looks like one of the better looking signals coming here from the Raptor being that double pullback signal. We've hit break even, so that takes a little bit of heat off. Good morning, Jim. Here's some advanced decline numbers for those of you following that sort of thing. 1,600 on the buy and just over 1,060 on the sell. Well, there's about $100 in open profit here, so, don't be shy about taking that. I'm going to press my luck and see if we can't get a little bit more out of this trade. I'm switching to the parabolics now, which, if the market continues higher from here, the parabolics will be a little bit more aggressive, protect more of my open profit. Oh, not bad. Able to ride out that first little swing. Go Bulls! Come on, don't stop. First macro cross here now on the Raptor. The Raptor, doggone it. It's only the first day of the trading week, and I'm already getting the tools mixed up. The market seems reluctant to go higher, doesn't it? It goes higher, and it's just kind of trickling. If I were to take this trade, I don't think I would go in for the full risk amount. It's the type of trade I may throw a single on, maybe do something similar to what I'm doing on the Raptor, put a single contract in play, leave a runner open. If it goes further, great. We can see here from our day ranger, we've still got a little bit of range due to us. The average range around 120 ticks. We're currently only up to around a range of 70. But that is a doable trade on the hawk as well. Well, we may have caught the move of the day here out of the gate. Unless this is going to be like Friday's session where we get a rally for the opening range and then the market turns on its heels and tanks. I think we're close to Friday's highs. Yes, we are. Friday's high is around 48.18, and we're currently 48.13, so another 5 points. Oh, Tony says we got a 3-arrow consolidation on crude oil. Let's pull that over. Let's take a look here. That would be on the hawk. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. I would agree with that. We're about to get signal number 4. Crude oil, of course, in a long slide. The problem is, where am I going to cover this? Ideally, you want to cover up here if you can, but that's a little bit out of range. You could probably cover to here. You can see with my account that just barely lets me play. When you get these consolidation patterns too, you can always draw a trend line on them like this. And I'm going to take the entry here on the hash mark, but you could delay your entry until the other side of this trend line. Because the consolidation pattern is really, in this case, a bear flag, right? The market is in a downtrend. We get a consolidation pattern, 1, 2, 3 signals, the market goes. In this case, we have 4 signals, right? So it has that bear flag shape to it. That's where we're at with this one as well. But if the thing with bear flags is sometimes the market will bounce on this trend line and reverse and head a little higher, which of course is not what we want. So let's see if it bounces in this one. So here they come. Now once they break, we can get more aggressive with our stop. We can start to bring our stop in. Maybe, nope, can't go with that one. I might have to go back to the parabolics. Or the bar high low, that's keep things pretty handy. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let's put this one away for a moment so I can check on the NASDAQ trade, which is, oh, doing very nicely. What are we up to so far? Well, that's not bad. 150. Again, you know, don't be shy about taking that profit. That's a fairly decent move on the morning. And here too we could go with, say, the bar high-low strategy, which would keep stops a little bit closer still. Right, they keep them below this last little swing. I'm going to stay with the parabolics, but the choice is yours. So let's bring the crude oil trade back. And Jim says crude oil's got some support at 43.96, which would be this little swing low, I think. No, this one. There we go. The trend certainly down in crude. There's no question about that. My goodness, crude oil is dull right now. It's trading like one of the interest instruments. If you've ever traded like the 5 or 10-year note, oh my gosh, you need some pretty strong coffee. They just plod along. Oh my gosh, are they going to go or what? And that's crude oil lately. Although the NASDAQ hasn't been all that volatile either, in spite of the decent rally we saw out of the gate. So let's see, where did we open? We opened down here, a little bit of a pullback down to 47.99, and so the market's been rallying since then. 10, 15 points so far, 16 points. Here comes that possible reversal. So the bar high-low strategy had my stops just below here. If this bar closes on the low, we would have been tagged, maybe made another 10 or maybe even $20 on the trade versus the parabolics, but we'll see whether the parabolics hold us in, and no, they don't. Oh, it's not bad to start the day. Here's crude oil now breaking that trend line that we drew in there. So you could bring your stops in a little bit more aggressively now. Don't know if I want to be that aggressive. There we go. That'll work. And we're just hovering above the break-even trigger anyhow. Come on, crude. You know you want to. Go. Come on. All right. Well, we'll put that back on the shelf. Soybeans on a tear. Should have looked at soybeans a little earlier out of the gate here. We got a trend change signal. And they just caught the corner of my eye. Quick little rally up here in the last couple of minutes. And it appears as though they're not quite finished yet. That may be the case for the NASDAQ bulls as well, because here they come right back after that little itty bitty dip. They're trying to rally the market up again. It would be much more predictable at this stage to see a failure at the high and a reversal signal. But surely I'm not the only one looking for that. Okay, crude oil is really starting to labor here. If this bar gets anywhere near the low again, I'm going to snap the trade to break even if it doesn't hit the break even trigger. If this bar finishes on the low, well, then it's going to automatically bring the trade to break even. In fact, I can just raise my break even trigger one tick. So take it to break even at 7 ticks instead of 8. We're just kind of floundering here a little bit for a few minutes. Excuse me, I am going to be right back. So what did I miss? Not much. Stinking crude oil trade backed up on me and tagged me for a little bit of a loss. Oh well. And the NASDAQ still trying to plot higher. We're getting a lot of overlap here. Okay, got a question here from Mr. Buckaloo asking, I've been monitoring the euro, the 6E, for some time. What do you think the settings should be for the birds? Well, let's take a look. 99% of the markets, you're going to use the default settings. And all we're looking to do is we're looking to make the chart look like a normal chart. And I'm using air quotes when I say normal. If you want to know what a normal chart looks like, look at the NASDAQ, look at the Dow, look at the Russell, look at crude oil, look at gold. Pretty much any market except the E-mini. The E-mini is going to be the odd man out. Okay, so here comes the euro. Looks like we had a big move in the euro this morning. Look at that. All right, so I usually start with the eagle because the eagle will tell you very quickly whether your days are too tight. Now you need to ignore Monday's session, of course, because of the holiday. But this is the eagle for Friday, and you can see it's at least from day to day, it's at least 2 screens wide. Okay, so there's Thursday session. A little bit quiet on Thursday. That's okay. Here's Wednesday. There's Tuesday. All right. It's all right to get a rash of days in a row where things are a little bit tight like this, where you're not getting a lot of trades because the markets, they're not active every single day as we've seen, especially during the summer months. But you don't want to see week after week after week where, you get a chart like this. There's obviously not enough going on. But I would say at the moment anyway, you could do very, very well with the euro with the default settings. 26th. Yeah, so we're getting a couple quiet days during the week. So, all right, so right now looking at the eagle, it appears as though the default settings will work just fine. So then I start fine-tuning by going to the other tools, and I look to see how many signals I get in a day with my other tools. So obviously, Friday's session was very active, so we're going to scroll back through all of Friday, and we're going to check out some of the stuff that came earlier in the week. What we want is, for instance, this is the Hawk tool, the Hawk scalper. We want to have at least some scalping trades during the day. We don't want the days, again, to look like, like this, and then you look and you say, oh, well, okay, maybe I had a macro pullback signal for the whole day, and that was it. This day, I had no signal, or I guess I had the signal here, but it didn't really match any of our signals, right? So that's what you don't want. So then you go through the chart, And for the hours that you would be trading, you take a look and you say, okay, well, there's a macro pull or a first micro macro cross. It looked like that had some decent follow through. I suppose you could have seen that as a 4-arrow consolidation. I'm not sure I would have. There's a macro pullback, which gave you a little heat but had some follow through. Another macro pullback. So what you're looking for is not just the quantity of signals, but the quality of signals. You can easily generate more signals by going to a smaller brick size, but more is not better. So again, it looks just looking at it on the surface, it appears as though the stock settings would be just fine. And then you could do the same thing for your other tools. You could do the same thing for the Falcon and the Raptor, just to make sure that you're getting an adequate number of signals and that they correspond with our high probability signals, and that there's a decent amount of follow through with each. So I would go with the stock settings. Euro's a great market too if you're interested in trading currencies at all. Euro's a very good market. The British pound is good too. It tends to be a little bit more volatile. And speaking of a little bit more volatile, while we were looking there, it looks like we're going to get a trend change signal here in the Falcon. We're working a possible consolidation pattern here in the Hawk. May as well try to get onto a soft edge sell signal here on the Raptor. We're going to have corresponding signals, I think, across the board. So I'd love to see that signal print below the low or near the low. Come on. You know you want to. Here they come. We did get the trend change signal here already in the Falcon. So you could do a second push on this one. Where's my Raptor signal? We're coming into the hard edge here soon, so it's a little dicey, but we'll see whether or not they produce a signal or not. Another first micro-macro cross here in the hawk. Now you might be saying, Eric, how can that be another first micro-macro cross? We had the first micro-macro cross back here. Well, yes, we did, but notice what happened. Trend lines went out of sync, bar colors went out of sync, filter went out of sync. Now this will be the first signal where everything is in sync again. So that's what makes that another first micro-macro cross. All right, they're just kind of sitting there, thinking it over. Still waiting for that soft edge sell signal to develop on the Raptor. And then we're going to be all in to the short side. The advanced decline a little bit more even. Jim says 1340 on the buy, 1450 on the sell. Huh. Now we're getting a lot of overlap sideways again. Fun Raptor. That's odd. That does not happen very often, that you'll get this kind of setup and the Raptor won't produce a signal, but we'll see. It's not done yet. There it is. So the Raptor just waiting a little bit longer. And we'll just start that for our trade. Probably bring it up here with the rest of them. Oops. We'll stop it. There we go. Stay a few ticks above the high. The Hawk, I guess it already got down there, either hit our break-even trigger and retreated or hit our profit target. Let's see. No, hit our break-even. It's a little dicey going into the hard edge here. Keeping my fingers crossed. Crude oil gone very sideways since that earlier rally. So we saw a little bit of an uptick here and then just flat. So looks as though crude going to try to recover maybe to the lows. That would be my guess. All right, so we've hit our profit target. Hooray for us. We've hit our break even here, so I'm going to force this trade to break even. There we go. And I'll probably let parabolics ride out the rest of it. If, in fact, we can head any lower from here. Come on. Don't stop now. Soybeans still on a tear higher. Come on. This candle right here is giving us a little bit of grief. Are we still in our Falcon trade? No, we hit our profit objective in our Falcon trade. So right now we're just nursing along the Raptor trade, waiting on this bar right here. So we've traded past the morning low, and looks like they're trying to get into that little itty bitty gap that was there from earlier, compared to Friday, right? Now we caught a nice little runner there. trying. Oh, we're going to get tagged here on this little reversal, I think. All right. Well, that was a profitable little move. Okay, so we've seen a strong move higher and a strong move lower. And here they come. The bulls are coming back. We're getting a little bit of a macro pullback here. May get one more push lower. I'm always a little hesitant after a rather substantial move to try to jump on the first pullback because very often it will stall and head a little bit higher, but it is a macro pullback trade. Could try to risk it fairly deep. Now we got a little positive slip on that, but Yeah, now that's moving into yellow bars. Here's that little bit of a rally that we were talking about. Jim says crude's in a channel mess or a hot mess. It's hard to tell. Yeah, a little bit of a rally in crude, nothing too terribly significant. All right, so just looking for the sellers to make another push lower here. Oh, not going to get it. Okay, we're going to get a green. That's going to be their last chance. Come on. So we've reversed now and we're into the hard edge from the other side. So we're coming into the hard edge now from underneath. Jim says, I wonder if the YM's going to test Friday's lows. I think so. That's my guess. If I had to pick, I would say we're due for one more leg lower, a retest here, certainly of today's lows. All right, let's see if they can't get their act together now and trickle this a little lower. Trying. We could start to roll our stops here. If they fail at this high, it's very likely we're going to see some sort of reversal. So we could go in maybe with like a swing strategy. Nope. Gotta go. All right, let's not do that then. Let's do this. Oh, I see. It's going back to this swing. I was saying, what in the world is it doing that it's placing my swing here? Yeah, sorry, it's going back to this swing instead of this swing. The strength of 5 refers to how many bars go into the swing. So it looks like we're going to get tagged here. But that's the issue with trying to take a trade after the market's made a quick move like that is very often you're going to get a little head fake and the market's going to try to move the other way, especially if you take into consideration the overall trend of the day, which seems to have been up. Now it looks like we may end up going sideways again. Ain't that fun? going to see whether they put in a little bit of a rally here now. We may end up getting a first micro-macro cross signal higher. Okay, so we've got the warning dots. It's not, the kind of trade, like I said, that's going to give you a warm, fuzzy feeling. Entry obviously should go above the high. Stop should go down here. Okay, we'll see here in a moment whether or not we're going to get a reversal, whether these lows are going to hold and we're going to get a first micro-macro cross higher, or if the market's going to fall apart and we're actually going to get another move lower. Okay, so we can cancel that first micro-macro cross order. Jim's asking, would Friday's lows be the before market open or after? What do traders look at? Well, they look at both, actually. Some traders still only observe the pit session, the regular trading hours. And they'll use that for their highs and lows. Some will take into consideration the overnight. keeping an eye on crude oil here, but it's flip-flopping all over the place too. Well, we're just kind of watching and waiting. If we get another signal here on the Raptor, we will have a double pullback on the Raptor. Well, things are kind of slow here as the market's plodding sideways. Yeah, like Tony says, Ray used to always exclaim, "It's the Globex Open!" Ray used to hate trading around the whatever price the Globex Open was at. He was a little gun shy about that. I'm not so much. Oh, Cindy, that's very odd. Okay, Cindy's having a little trouble with her trade forecaster licensing. I'm going to give you a couple of emails here, and I'm going to follow up for you. I can't activate the license for you. If you email Ben, and of course Adam, you should always CC any email like that to Adam. And there's Adam's email address also. I will give you mine. It's eric@supportandresistance.com. You can email me as well. So just CC your message to the three of us, and I'll make sure, because I can Skype Ben and Adam as well, and make sure they get it. So my apologies. That's not like Ben at all. He's usually really quick. In fact, I don't know when that guy sleeps because I've emailed him at all hours. All right, folks, I think we're going to button it up for today. We're not seeing a whole lot of stuff going on. My gut says we're going to see another move lower here, so I would be looking for a double pullback signal here. In other words, another sell signal coming here on the Raptor. We may not get a signal here on the Hawk. We may end up looking at a failure of a red bar buy if we get it. But I think a retest of this morning's low is in order, and after that it's anybody's guess, because we've had a strong move up and we've had a strong move down and very little follow through afterwards. Okay, reminder, tomorrow, Wednesday, we are meeting at the open house venue. That's the public trading room. If you don't have the email for that, you can go to the Indicator Warehouse website, and there's a tab that says Free Trade Room. If you put your email address in there, you'll automatically receive a link to the Wednesday room. We're going to do the same sort of stuff, except I'll take a few moments to explain some of the features of the software to people in the room. And if it's anything like this, I sure hope somebody has some questions. Because there's nothing like a sideways market to make for a pretty dull session. All right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye for now.